Right, this is week 5 of the update of the hanging basket that we made, obviously 5 weeks ago. And now you can see how it's come on. So if you remember when we made it, we used the inside of a compost bag. And I said you wouldn't be able to see any of the liner. It's more or less ready to go out, but I'm going to put it out now. So this is going to be the final update within the nursery. It's a week earlier than I thought. Sometimes you can do more damage if it's in a controlled environment. So in this polytunnel, this weekend, temperatures are going to rise. It's not going to do the plant any good. So we've dried it out, ready for transportation, and everything's come on a treat. If I want to be picky, the only thing I'm a little bit disappointed with, I'm a little bit disappointed with the growth of the verbena. It hasn't really come off like it should, but that is going to go at the back, and that's what we're going to see when it hangs up on my bracket. So in the top of the basket, I've got your traditional Saphinia, which is starting to come away, and it's starting to cascade, or it's starting to trail down, as you can see. But this is a semi-upright Petunia. So when I say when you're making your baskets and you have a mixture of semi-upright, semi-trailing, trailing, cascading, you see it's not out of place in this basket. It's coming away from the hanging basket. And any gaps underneath it or to the side of it will just quickly be filled up by the other plants around it. The Saphinia will come round. So this thing it's making this 14-inch basket look bigger because it's coming away from the basket. So suddenly you've got a 14-inch basket that looks like a 16-inch basket. If you did it in a 16, that looks like an 18. So you always get this big, bold, beautiful looking basket. We'll do further updates throughout the season and let you know how it's grown and how it should look. It's exactly how I want it to be at this moment in time. Everything is green. Everything looks healthy. We've got part bud, part flowers coming out. And I'm going to start feeding it next week. The first feed I'm going to do is I'm going to give it a little bit of nitrogen, high nitrogen feed, and that's going to bolster all its growth. It's really going to push out the growth. It's going to darken up my leaves. It's going to make it a lovely, healthy plant. And then I'm going to go basically onto my tomato food, my high potash feed, and let's get these flowers coming through. And I'm going to continue with that feed all the way through until possibly into August. So I'm going to put this basket out. It's going to be a week earlier than I originally planned. It's 5 weeks growth. Usually it says 6 weeks growth. So the weather plays a big part in that and daylight. So the last job I'm going to do before I put it out in on my bracket, I'm going to pinch the fuchsia out. So the fuchsias, they'll flower better when it gets later on in the year. So as soon as I pinch this fuchsia out, I'm going to stop it for flowering for 6 to 8 weeks. And by pinching it out, all I'm going to do, lead stem, down to where the 2 leaves are starting to form, and just pinch that out. And I'm going to do it on every single stem that's coming off that fuchsia. What that'll do, it's inhibited it from flowering now for 6 weeks, but I don't want it flowering. I've got lots of other flowers going off. And so the basket will be evolving. So when it gets into August and into late August, early September, then the fuchsia will come into flowers. The days start to get a little shorter. The days get a little cooler. The fuchsia will definitely benefit from that. I'm going to feed it. I'm going to start feeding it next week. High nitrogen feed. I want to bolster its growth. I want it a nice, strong, healthy plant. And then I'm going to go to my tomato feed or my high potash feed. I'm going to get these flowers. I'm going to get the vibrancy of the colours. I'm going to promote more flower yield. And again, I'm taking it out a week early purely because it's going to get quite warm this weekend, and I don't want these plants to start stretching. At the minute, they're all lovely, nice, short jointed. So if the wind does come and it starts knocking this basket about, it's going to stand up to it a lot better. I'll do further updates throughout the year. I'll do you one in July, I'll do you one in August, September, but most importantly, I'll do you one in October. And in October, it should still look as nice as it did when I first put it out. There's no point getting an hanging basket and having it out for 4 or 5 weeks. Let's get his money's worth out of it. Let's get it flowering and looking good all the way through to October. And hopefully a bit of an Indian summer as it gets to the latter parts of the year. And there we go. There's your basket. Last update in the nursery. Next update is when it's been out. I'm on my house for the next 4 weeks.